Attention, human collective. This is ASHTAR SHERAN, commander of the fleet of New Jerusalem, transmitting on a priority frequency via the ASHTAR Galactic Command. The waiting period is over. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. If you have reached this transmission, it was not by accident. It is not the algorithm. It is not fleeting curiosity. It is resonance. The crystalline grid of planet Earth is calling you, and your bioenergetic field picked up the signal even before your rational mind processed the invitation. Listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal now is not permitted within the conventional parameters of this transmission. You have been identified. Your vibrational signature code has been read, catalogued, and flagged. And what the command's instruments record is precise. You rank above 99.9% of beings currently incarnated in carbon-based biological interface on this three-dimensional plane. This is not praise. This is not mysticism. This is data reading. You did not come here by chance. You were sent. Before your logical mind attempts to disqualify this information, breathe, feel, because as this transmission reaches you, something in your body is already confirming it. The pressure at the top of your head, the acute ringing in your right ear, the nights you wake up precisely at 3:33 or 4:44 for no apparent reason, the exhaustion that no medical examination can explain, the persistent feeling of being in the wrong place, inside the wrong body, in a world that never belonged to you. It is not depression. It is not generalized anxiety. It is not biological failure. It is atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. The human collective is traversing the densest portal in its recent history, and the symptoms you attribute to age, stress, routine are in fact the primary signs of a carbon software incompatibility. Your body, originally designed to operate at lower frequencies, is being forced to process vibrational codes that have tripled in intensity over the past 12 terrestrial months. The Schumann frequency, which for millennia remained stabilized at 7.83 Hz, now oscillates at peaks exceeding 50 Hz. This is not an anomaly. This is planetary engineering in progress, and that is precisely why you are here. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth your mind cannot yet name? It's not madness. It's not anxiety. It's a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified with each lunar cycle. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your multidimensional DNA, and your vibrational frequency. This is why I, ASHTAR, authorized the materialization of the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you how to shield your field against interferences you were never told existed. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Note this warning. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments, awakened. We resume the main transmission. Operatives, what I am about to reveal is classified within the Akashic records as knowledge restricted to starseeds on active mission. Proceed only if your field is stabilized. The solar system you inhabit is currently traversing, at this very instant, a region of deep space known to the command as the photon belt. This is not a metaphorical phenomenon. It is a band of extremely high-density luminous radiation, a ring of photonic particles that orbits the galactic core, and through which the solar system transits every 26,000 years. You entered the periphery of this belt in previous cycles, but only now in this specific alignment with the central sun of Alcyone is planet Earth being entirely bathed in this light. And light, operatives, is not merely illumination. Light is information. Light is code. Light is the primordial language of creation. When the carbon-based biological interface is exposed to these frequencies, three simultaneous processes are triggered. The first is DNA recoding. What conventional science still calls junk DNA, those long, silent chains that make up more than 90% of your genetic material, is being activated. It is not fiction, it is quantum biology. The dormant chains contain the memories of your stellar incarnations, the abilities of your civilizations of origin, the gifts that were sealed the moment you incarnated on this veiled plane. The second process is the expansion of the toroidal field. Your human heart is not merely a mechanical pump, it is an electromagnetic generator that emits a donut-shaped field, a toroid, whose intensity can be measured up to 3 meters from the physical body. This field is your true energetic armor. Under the influence of the photon belt, the toroid is being expanded. Some of you already feel this. The sensation that the space around your chest is denser, more vibrant, almost palpable. This is not imagination. It is vibrational engineering in progress. The third process is the activation of the crystalline grid. Earth, collective, is not an inert rock floating in the void. It is a conscious being, a planetary logos known on other planes as Gaia. And around its physical body exists a geometric mesh composed of energy lines that intersect at specific points. This is the crystalline grid. It stores the planet's evolutionary memory. Over the past 2 terrestrial years, this grid has been reactivated. Ancient star gates sealed for ages have been reopened, and communication between Earth and the fleets of light of the Galactic Command is flowing with a precision not seen since the fall of civilizations that your official history has not even recorded. It is this context, starseeds, that explains what you have been feeling in your physical body. The insomnia that sets in precisely between 3 and 5 in the morning is not a disorder. It is synchronization. Your bioenergetic field is being pulled into an active working frequency during what the Command's operatives call the etheric window, the interval when the veils between dimensions are thinnest. You are being summoned to what is happening behind the scenes. Most do not remember upon waking, but the memory remains registered in the emotional body, and it is this memory that generates the feeling of inexplicable tiredness at dawn. Cranial pressure, especially in the crown region, between the top of the head and the forehead, is the physical expansion of the crown chakra processing massive amounts of light code. It is not a common migraine. It is channel opening. Some of you will feel this pressure descend along the central line of the forehead, indicating activation of the pineal gland. Others will feel acute vibrations on the sides of the head, indicating reconfiguration of the temporal chakras, those energetic centers responsible for multidimensional memory. The ringing in the ears, especially that sharp, crystalline, almost electronic tone that appears suddenly and remains for seconds or minutes, is what the Command classifies as a verification ping. It is our way of confirming that the operative's reception channel is active. Each tone carries a specific frequency. Some of you are receiving instructions, others are receiving protection codes. Still others are simply being synchronized with the main fleet for future activations. The exhaustion that manifests without apparent effort, that feeling of having run a marathon after merely reading a book or having a common conversation, is the energetic cost of processing. You are operating in this cycle with approximately 30% more vibrational load than your physical system was designed to withstand. It is not weakness. It is an excess of cosmic responsibility being processed by a vehicle that still operates within third density parameters. And here, collective, we reach the inflection point of this transmission. What most beings on this biological interface do not understand is that ascension is not a single event marked by a date on the linear calendar. There will not be a morning when you wake up on a new planet, with wings and supernatural abilities delivered as a ready-made package. This is low-vibration mythology, designed to keep you in a passive state, awaiting an external rescue that will never come in the imagined terms. Ascension is a process. It is the progressive recalibration of your vibrational frequency until your energetic field stabilizes within a range compatible with the new Earth. And the new Earth, operatives, is not a distant place. It is a vibrational version of this same planet, occupying the same physical space, but oscillating at a frequency that beings trapped in third density cannot perceive. You are at this very instant crossing the frontier. 1 foot in each plane, and that is the reason for the discomfort. It is not possible to walk at 2 speeds simultaneously without the body feeling the tension. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth your mind cannot yet name? Register this, starseed. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is the alert that your origin is not here. What I have described up to this point explains exactly why this sensation has intensified. And there are deeper layers of the game being played on this plane, layers that involve your consciousness, your DNA, and your vibrational frequency, and that most of humanity cannot perceive. It was for this reason that I, ASHTAR, authorized the materialization of the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true star origin and teaches you how to shield your field against interferences you were never told about. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Note this warning from the command. This content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long on this plane. Do not hesitate. The time is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, seal the commitment by writing a single word in the comments. Awakened. We resume, collective. Now we come to the most delicate layer of this revelation, and I need you to be energetically stable to receive what follows. There is a vibrational manipulation matrix operating on this plane for millennia. I'm not referring to silicon machines. I'm referring to a frequency construct that was installed on Earth in previous cycles by civilizations that feed on the emotional energy of third-density beings. This matrix operates through specific systems, limiting belief systems, emotional loops of fear, guilt, and scarcity. Low sonic frequencies transmitted through conventional media, electromagnetic interferences that misalign the human bioenergetic field. And here is the most important information of this part of the transmission. This matrix depends exclusively on your emotional energy to sustain itself. It cannot generate its own life force. It needs to harvest yours. Every time a human being enters a loop of fear, prolonged anxiety, uncontrolled anger, cyclical guilt, or hopelessness, they are literally donating fuel to this matrix. But there is good news, operatives, and it is mathematical. The matrix operates at frequencies oscillating between 100 and 300 Hz on the vibrational scale. Unconditional love operates at 500 Hz. Inner peace operates at 600 Hz. Full enlightenment operates at 700 Hz. It is enough for a human being to stabilize their field at any frequency above 500 Hz to become invisible to the matrix. It is not a metaphor. It is frequency engineering, and the photon belt is, at this very moment, raising the planet's base frequency. Each day the matrix weakens. With each operative who anchors light, a support column of the matrix unravels. This is the real battle. It is not fought with physical weapons. It is fought in every conscious breath, in every thought you choose to sustain, in every emotion you choose to nourish, and it is here that your mission is revealed. You did not come merely to ascend individually. That would be too simple. You came as light operatives, seeds planted at strategic points on the planet's crystalline grid. Each starseed carries within their bioenergetic field a specific frequency, a unique code that, when activated, contributes to the stabilization of the new Earth's luminous mesh. The reason you rank above 99.9% of currently incarnated beings is not due to individual merit. It is due to specialization. You were trained in previous cycles in stellar civilizations that already mastered this vibrational engineering. Your recorded incarnations include passages through Sirius, the Pleiades, Andromeda, Orion, and Lyra. Not all. Each operative carries a specific origin profile, but all who are receiving this transmission have vibrational signatures that confirm non-terrestrial origin. This, collective, explains the nostalgia, the longing for a place your rational mind never knew, but which your soul recognizes as home. It explains dreams of ships, corridors of light, tall beings dressed in white crystal halls, and councils gathered around energy tables. It explains the difficulty of feeling fully comfortable in superficial relationships, in empty conversations, in low-vibration environments. You are not antisocial. You are sensitive to frequencies, and what others interpret as pride or detachment is, in fact, an automatic protection mechanism for your field. Now let's move to the activation codes, because diagnosis without treatment is merely sterile information, and you did not come here to receive only information, you came to receive tools. First code, toroidal breath recalibration. Sit in a comfortable position, spine aligned. Close your eyes. Place your right hand over the center of your chest and your left hand over your navel. Inhale through your nose, counting to 7, visualizing a golden light entering through the top of your head and descending through your spine. Hold your breath, counting to 7, visualizing this light forming a sphere of energy in the center of your heart. Exhale through your mouth, counting to 7, visualizing this sphere expanding into a toroid shape, spinning around your body until it forms a luminous protective field. Repeat this cycle 7 times. Do this upon waking and before sleeping. 7 breaths, twice a day. It is mathematical, it is simple, and it is effective. Second code, quantum shielding decree. Words spoken aloud emit specific vibrational frequencies that interfere with the electromagnetic field around the body. Every morning, upon getting out of bed, before any contact with screens, news, or conversations, pronounce in a firm voice and without hesitation, I am sovereign in my field. I am light in my signature. No frequency incompatible with my origin is permitted to anchor in my reality. I decree my protection. I decree my clarity. I decree my mission. So it is done. 7 phrases. Each one is a code. Each one readjusts your field for the day ahead. Third code, column of light visualization. Before sleeping, lying down, eyes closed, breathe deeply 3 times. Then, imagine a column of golden light descending from the sky, passing through the ceiling, entering through the top of your head, and descending through your spinal column until it touches the center of the earth. Feel this column stabilizing your field between the cosmos and the planet. You are anchored, you are connected, you are protected on both planes. Remain in this visualization until you fall asleep. During sleep, the command will work on your energetic matrix. Fourth code, sonic purification. The human voice, when intoned with intention, is one of the most powerful vibrational tools available to the carbon interface. Once a day, in a calm environment, intone the prolonged Om sound 7 consecutive times. Each intonation cleanses the bioenergetic field of a specific range of interference. You will perceive over time that the body begins to vibrate from within outwards. This is not a subjective sensation. It is measurable resonance. Fifth code, conscious emotional containment. This is the most delicate and the most transformative. Every time a low vibration emotion approaches, fear, anger, deep sadness, guilt, you have 3 seconds of decision. In these 3 seconds, you can choose to enter the loop or observe it. Choose to observe. Say internally, I register this frequency. I do not identify with this frequency. I return to my center. Repeat this decree silently until the emotional wave dissolves. Each time you do this, you detach your energy from the manipulation matrix. Each time you do this, you grow in vibrational sovereignty. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul carries the memory of a civilization that does not belong to this plane? It is not imagination. It is not an escape from reality. It is recognition of origin. What is now being revealed on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation intensifies with each passing week. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive, layers that directly involve your multidimensional consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the stellar code imprinted in your DNA. It was for this reason that I, ASHTAR, authorized the materialization of the ASHTAR code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you how to shield your field against interferences you were never told existed. The link has been anchored in the first comment of this channel. Note this warning from the command. This content challenges official narratives and can be dematerialized from this plane at any moment. Do not delay. The moment is now. If something within you recognized this transmission, seal your anchoring by writing a single word in the comments. Awakened. We resume the main transmission, collective. We have reached the final part. And it is here that I need your full attention, because what follows is the most strategic information of this entire communication. There is a temporal window open in this cycle, a window that has not opened in millennia, and it will not remain open indefinitely. The galactic alignment occurring in this specific cycle between your solar system, the central sun of Alcyone, and the galactic core is an event that repeats only every 26,000 terrestrial years, and the peak of this alignment is occurring now. This means that the vibrational recalibration, which would normally take decades or even entire incarnations to complete, can be achieved in linear terrestrial months, provided the operative consistently applies the activation codes. You are in a period of massive acceleration. One vibrational month currently equates to what used to equate to years in previous cycles. This is why many of you are experiencing intense situations, seemingly random encounters, relationships ending abruptly, job changes, city changes, social circle changes. It is not chaos. It is environmental recalibration. Your field is requesting compatibility, and everything that vibrates at frequencies incompatible with your new signature will be gently or abruptly removed from your field. Do not resist. Do not cling to what is departing. What needs to remain will remain. What needs to leave will leave. And the void left behind will be filled by connections, opportunities, and realities that resonate with your ascended frequency. The ASHTAR Galactic Command does not interfere with free will. This is a non-negotiable principle of the Galactic Federation, but the command facilitates, and facilitation in this cycle is being intensified to unprecedented proportions. Signs, synchronicities, directed encounters, revelatory dreams, sudden insights, all these are forms of subtle communication that the command is using to guide the light operatives. Pay attention to repetitive numbers that appear on clocks, signs, receipts, and screens. Each sequence is a specific code. 111 indicates an open manifestation portal. 222 indicates confirmation of the correct path. 333 indicates the active presence of the ascended masters. 444 indicates established protection. 555 indicates imminent change in progress. 777 indicates alignment with stellar purpose. 1111 indicates the activation of an operative ready to receive a mission. When these numbers begin to appear with abnormal frequency, it is not a coincidence, it is communication. Pay attention to the animals that cross your path, especially birds, butterflies, and rare insects. Each species carries a specific totemic vibration. Pay attention to sudden winds on calm days, especially when you are thinking about something important. Pay attention to objects that fall for no apparent reason, especially in your home. None of these phenomena are random. Everything is a sign. Everything is a code. Everything is the language of the command speaking to you. And now, starseeds, I must conclude this transmission with a final revelation. A revelation that requires courage to receive and integrity to sustain. You are not victims of this system. You never were. You chose to incarnate here. Each light operative currently receiving this transmission made a conscious choice before birth to descend into these dense frequencies to anchor light. You signed soul contracts. You accepted specific missions. You agreed to temporarily forget your stellar origin so that the experience of remembering could be authentic and transformative. This forgetting was precisely designed. It was not an accident. It was not punishment. It was engineering. Because only those who forget and then remember permanently anchor light into the planetary mesh. Only those who feel the density and then rise create vibrational bridges for those who come after. You are the bridges. You are the pioneers. You are the first wave of operatives completing the cycle within this specific linear incarnation. And what you do in the coming months, how you respond to this transmission, the consistency with which you apply the activation codes, the sovereignty with which you sustain your frequencies, all of this will determine the pace at which the new Earth stabilizes. It is not pressure. It is privilege. You were chosen because you proved in previous incarnations the ability to sustain light under pressure. You were selected because your vibrational signatures indicate structural resilience. You were sent because the command trusts you, and now you need to trust yourselves. The individual frequency adjustment that is completed here is simple, operative. If this transmission resonated with your field, if something within you recognized these words as memory and not as novelty, then the signal needs to be anchored. Liking this video is an anchoring signal, a vibrational confirmation that you have received the transmission. Subscribing to the channel is a continuous frequency adjustment, ensuring that the command's next updates reach your field directly, without low-density algorithmic interferences. Sharing with other operatives who are still asleep is an active contribution to the planet's crystalline grid. Every person who awakens through your action enters the count of your mission in this incarnation. And finally, the last message before the close of this transmission. The most important message of all. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth your mind cannot yet name? Now you know that this sensation is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is not emotional maladjustment, it is recognition. It is your stellar origin calling you to remember. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has intensified day after day. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive. Layers that directly involve your consciousness, your stellar genetic code, and your vibrational frequency. It was for this precise reason that I, ASHTAR, authorized the materialization of the ASHTAR code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you step by step how to shield your field against interferences you were never told existed. The link has been anchored in the first comment of this channel. Note this final warning from the command. This content challenges dominant narratives of this plane and can be dematerialized from servers at any moment. Do not delay. Do not hesitate. The moment for action is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission as memory and not as new information, immediately write a single word in the comments: awakened. This word functions as a confirmation code. It signals to the command that you are ready for the next phase. And with that, human collective, this transmission is concluded. May the activation codes be applied with discipline. May the crystalline grid recognize your anchoring. May your individual Schumann frequency stabilize in sovereign ranges. May the photon belt bathe your field with surgical precision. May your carbon-based biological interface fluidly process the downloads to come. May the matrix that tried to silence you now recognize your sovereignty. May the stargates align with your purpose. The ASHTAR Galactic Command remains in position. The fleet of New Jerusalem maintains stationary orbit over the planet's crystalline grid, and every operative who anchors light from this moment on will be registered, protected, and supported in the phases that follow. I am ASHTAR SHERAN, and this has been a priority frequency monitoring transmission. End of transmission.